breeze. Don't you worry, let me throw you up, 'cause I think I know where you always stuck. You give everything so easily, but there are things you don't let people see. Open up and hammer down the wall, end all the fighting and just let it fall. My love is real and it's not just for the season. Here's what I feel, I don't need a better reason. You broke your heart, come use mine. My love will last, it'll stand the test of time. When I reach you and you feel your heart.
Good morning, my loves. It's time for breakfast. We're gonna have pancakes with blueberries and some sausages and some tater tots. Super healthy, I know, but it's gonna be good. Hello, my loves. So I have listened to a little more of Wicked As You Wish by Rin Chupeco. I think I'm getting more into it. I think I'm liking it a little more. There are times where I'm like, I could get into this story. Yeah, I'm into this. I like all of the mythology they're using. I love all the Filipino cultural references. And then she throws in more info dumping. And I'm not into that. It's so much info dumping. Sorry, my glasses are glaring so bad. Yeah, the info dumping is getting to be a lot. I don't know. We're probably gonna finish the book just because it's on audiobook, so it doesn't take that much effort just to listen. Maybe sometimes not listen because the info dumping is a lot. But what I actually brought you here to check in with is that I'm going to start one of my ebooks. Now, I can't decide if I'm going to start with Severance by Ling Ma or Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. Now, Severance is supposed to be about sort of like a post-apocalyptic setting in New York dealing with a plague, and it sounds really interesting. But then there's Wicked Fox, which has so much hype and so much publicity around, and it's about a nine-tailed fox demon girl in modern day Korea, and that's supposed to be a fantasy romance. I'm leaning towards Severance because my friend recommended it. Irina, my bestest book friend, she said she couldn't put it down, and I'm into that. I'm into that vibe. But so maybe it's gonna be Severance, but I did want to do a little fun unboxing with you. Okay, I legit just like broke a sweat trying to open this box. So this is a package from Cirque, I think that's how you say it, Cirque Colors. And I heard about this company, and it's a nail polish company, just so you know, through Peru's Project, Reagan on Peru's Project. She's a booktuber, a pretty big one. And she talked about these nail polishes, and I was like, you know what? I don't really ever want to go back to a salon because it's expensive and unnecessary, and I should just put my big girl pants on and paint my own dang nails. Now, the thing about these nail polishes is that they are vegan, cruelty-free, and a portion of all the sales goes to charity. So I'm into that. Okay, so I ordered some emery boards because I did, I don't know. And then I got, this is, I think, a top coat. And then here is a color called Memento Mori. I do believe this is just black. So there's that one. This one is called Terroir. I think that means land in French. I don't know. Very pretty. It's like a purpley mauve color. Okay, and then I ordered, base coat, top coat and base coat. Yeah. I'm not a beauty guru. And then this one is called Rouge Rockefeller, so it's like a dark red. Oh, this one I'm excited for. This is called Wall Street, and it's like an olive green. There you go, now you can see. And this one is called Central Park After Dark, and it's kind of a sage color. There you go. My camera is refusing to focus. And then this color I'm like weirdly excited about. It's like a cream white, and it's called Cannoli. Yeah, so I've heard really good things from Peru's Project, and the reviews are great. So I think I'm just gonna do some self-care, paint my nails, start an ebook, maybe listen to an audiobook. Maybe I'll start the ebook. Anyway, go buy. Okay, so I know I said I was gonna start Severance, and I lied. Also, look at my nails. I decided not to film me painting my nails and exploring this new nail polish I got because I remembered the moment I started painting my nails that I suck at painting nails, and it took me forever and a half to get through it. Anyway, like I said, I thought I was gonna start Severance, and I lied. I'm a filthy liar. I started Wicked Fox by Kat Cho because the setting of like being in modern day Seoul, I'm gonna take these off because they're such a glare. The setting of modern day Seoul was really calling to me. Also, how cute is this, like, oh, focus. This line here, because I fell asleep with my glasses on. I just took a teeny nap. But the setting of modern day Seoul has really just, I'm feeling it. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I've been having trouble with YA lately. Like, every YA book that I pick up, it seems, I just can't get into it. Like, the writing is not that great to me. The setting is just too young. It's just, I'm starting to feel like I'm growing out of YA, and I don't want to feel like that because I love YA. But I started Wicked Fox. I literally don't know where I am. I don't know how to tell where I am within an ebook on my Kindle yet. But it is good. The writing is good, the setting is good, the immersion into like, they just sort of drop you in Korean culture, in Seoul, and I'm into it. I'm really enjoying it. And guys, I'm excited. I'm excited to be reading this. I'm glad I chose this because this, after reading Dr. Sleep, this was, I chose this particularly because it seemed like it was going to be a lighter option, and I was right. It is lighter. It's serious, but it's lighter than all the death and all the serious stuff that happened in Dr. Sleep. So, I'm so excited to be reading Wicked Fox. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go read some more. Hello, my love. So, I just wanted to check in. I'm about like chapter 5 with Wicked Fox. It's hard to tell when it comes to the Kindle where exactly I am in the book. I'm just reading and who knows where I am really. So it sounds like I'm not very far in the book, but I'm really enjoying it. But I did want to just like pop back in and check in, mostly because I am loving the setting of modern day Korea. It is feeling very K-drama-y, which I don't watch K-dramas. I want to, but like I said, I don't know where to start with K-dramas. There's a lot out there. Eventually I will explore it. But from what I know of K-dramas, I can understand why people liken this book to K-dramas. But in light of, you know, the Asian Readathon and reading Wicked Fox, I actually just came back from Mart, which is, if you don't know, it's like a giant chain of Korean grocery stores across the country. It's probably like the biggest Korean grocery store in the US, at least. I don't know what it's like in Korea. But I wanted to show you like things that I normally get at Mart. I'm Filipino, but Filipinos are sort of like, I hesitate to say this term, but I've heard it before. I don't know if it's offensive. I don't find it offensive, but Filipinos are kind of like the mutts of Asia. Please don't at me. I don't know. All I'm saying is that it's a blend of Asian cultures in the Philippines. We were colonized by Spain, by the US. There's definitely a lot of Chinese influences there, a lot of, you know, Malaysian Pacific Islander sort of influences. It's a lot, and definitely a lot of Spanish influence. So we're sort of like a melting pot of Asian culture. And so what I'm getting at is that when I go to an Asian grocery store, I don't just gravitate towards just Filipino things. In fact, more often than not, I gravitate towards Chinese, Japanese, Korean things because that's what I grew up with. That's what my parents bought. That's what I like. And yeah, there's lots. So I'm gonna show you what I got. So don't mind the messy kitchen, but here we've got some steam buns. This is spicy japchae, which is just like a glass noodle filling. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, there you go. So there's some steam buns there. We love these Korean ramen noodles. They're vegan and they're really tasty. We got like 3 packs of that. And then these rice crackers are wrapped in seaweed and they're like flavored with soy sauce. So delicious. And I always end up getting myself a little mochi. They were out of the ones that I normally like, which are covered in black sesame seeds. So I'm gonna try this one. Yeah, it looks good. If I can get things to focus. And then my boyfriend picked up a bottle of sake. I'm really interested about that. It looks good, looks pretty. And then I love the sweet potato chips. They're so tasty and crunchy and they have like black sesame seeds on it. So delicious. I think these are Korean. And then I always have to get a big bottle of soy sauce. I grew up with kikkoman. That's just what I use. I also got this instant jjajangmyeon noodle, and this is like a black bean noodle that is also Korean, and it's just like really saucy and like sweet and savory. And then I got some rice cakes here. I decided to try the like oval kind. Normally I get ones that are like cylindrical, but I I figured it was time for a change. And then I got some samjang, which is also Korean. This is a Korean like hot sauce. I'm really excited to get into that. And then we always go through so much gochujang. We put it in our like ramen and it's delicious. And then I got this. I don't always get this, but this is, I don't even know what this is called, but it's basically like a mix of seaweed and that's roasted and seasoned, and you mix it in with rice, and I make rice balls. They're super good. And then I got some dumplings here that are just vegetable dumplings. Haven't tried this brand, so I'm excited. And then I love this golden curry. I grew up with this, and the hot is my favorite because all of the different levels of this golden curry are not that spicy, but this one is actually nicely spicy but not too spicy. And then we got a couple of these, some sauce bowls because I broke some recently. And then, oh, do you see where I chopped some chocolate? Not cute. So sorry, should have cleaned that up. And then we got some tofu, and then I got some canned mackerel, and even I don't eat meat or fish, but I got this for the dogs. They'll find it really tasty. They like anything smelly. And then a bunch of scallions, because you ain't Asian if you don't go through like 10 million pounds of this on a regular basis. So that's really my haul. I got some fruit. Asian sweet potatoes are the best. If you've never tried like Asian sweet potatoes, they're drier in texture, but they're sweeter than American sweet potatoes. So good. I love it. All right. That's my quick haul. Gonna go eat some food now. Good morning, friends. It is Monday morning. I don't really have a reading update. I am solidly 50% through the book, through Wicked Fox now, and I'm really just loving it. But what I really came here to tell you is, guess what I'm doing? So I don't mind all these horrible wires. I still haven't cleaned it all up, but I went ahead and downloaded Crunchyroll, the Crunchyroll app, onto our Xbox, and I am gonna watch Sailor Moon. Guys, I love Sailor Moon. I love it so much. And I'm really feeling this like Asian culture vibe. So we're gonna watch some Sailor Moon, and we're just gonna get all Asian up in this bitch, okay? Okay. Hello, it is Monday, the end of the workday. When I checked in with you earlier, it was still Monday, just in case you were confused. I get confused during these quarantine times. Anyway, I have just gotten back from a walk with my doggies, and I wanted to check in and let you know that I have decided to put down Wicked As You Wish. I've decided that my life is too short to force myself through books that I don't quite enjoy. Now, let this be known, I don't think it's a terrible book. I just think I am not the intended audience. It's very young. There's a lot of high school settings. Now, I didn't get very far. I probably got into the somewhere between the 4th and 5th chapter, maybe. But the language is very young, it's very trendy, there's a lot of info dumping, and I imagine that I may come back to it, maybe, but I'm going to put it away for now and focus on the other books in the Asian Readathon TBR list that I have. With that being said, I have decided to get on audio Helen Huang's The Kiss Quotient. So now if you're not familiar with Helen Huang's The Kiss Quotient, this is about a young lady about 30 years old who has Asperger's, and her parents are pressuring her to get on with her life, get married, have babies, etc. So she decides that, she's not very good at intimacy, dating, sex, etc. So she decides to hire an escort to school her in the ways of love or whatever. I started it today. It's already 10 times more my speed, my wavelength. Just the writing alone is something that I vibe with so much more than Rin Chupeco's Wicked As You Wish. Like I said, not a bad book, Wicked As You Wish, just probably not for me. I may revisit it, but right now, I'm really loving The Kiss Quotient. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it, but it's already like super steamy, but also has like layers. Also, they haven't, I'm on chapter 6. They haven't had sex, but the character development is really good, and like the connection, the chemistry between the two people is really good. The main character's name is Stella Lane, and the escort's name is Michael Fan, I believe. And Asian protagonists. I'm really enjoying this. I didn't know how this would go with the Asian Readathon. I didn't have bad expectations, but I didn't think I'd be enjoying it as much as I do. So that's my check-in. Peace. Hello friends. So it is Wednesday night. I have been moving through Wicked Fox by Kat Cho very slowly. I've just had a lot happening lately, and I just haven't really had a moment to sit down and read a whole lot, but I'm so close. I'm literally right there at the end. Look, here's my cat. Hello, Tig. His name is Tig. We named him Tigger at first, and then I was like, that sounds stoops. So we settled on Tig. But what I wanted to check in with you about is that I realized something interesting. So in Wicked Fox, it's about a fox demon, a gumiho for Korean mythology purposes. That's what they're called, a gumiho. And in the mythology, they have a fox bead, and if the fox demon, the gumiho, loses the fox bead, whoever has that fox bead has the ability to control the gumiho. And this is actually a myth that is widespread, I think, amongst different cultures. One in particular that I can think of are selkies. I believe they're an Irish myth or somewhere along that UK area where they're like these women who have forms. They can turn into seals. They're like sea creatures, they're seals, but if they shed their seal skin, they become women and they can travel on land. And in the stories, lots of men who live on these coastal towns will find the selkie skin that these women have shed and like claim those selkies as their wives, because they now basically have control over them because they hold the skin. Hopefully that ramble made sense, but basically I was just thinking that, I'm sure there are lots of other myths like this where women in all sorts of cultures give up agency and choice in order to experience love and relationships and a domestic sort of life, to have a family. And that is just so interesting, because I bet even though that narrative is still true to this day, as things move forward, I wonder if those mythologies or those myths will be less relevant. I'm sure they won't. I'm sure that there will always be some sort of sacrifice in whatever life you want to lead. But I just think it's super interesting because I've heard this myth over and over and over again. In college, I studied a lot of ancient history. That was my degree. And I just find stories like this super interesting. Anyway, that was a ramble. I will check in with you once I finish this book, which I'm very close to. Go bye. Hello, my loves. So it is Thursday morning, about 9:30. I had to get up very early to do a training for my work for people in Singapore. I think they're in Singapore. I don't know. Either way, I had to start a training at 6 a.m. and it was like 3:30 over there. And there is not enough coffee in the world to save me. But I did finish Wicked Fox by Kat Cho last night. Guys, I will say that it's a solid 4-star read for me. It was entirely enjoyable. I got very caught up the whole way. I really loved reading it. It just didn't have that last bit of oomph for a 5-star read, if you know what I mean. Like, there's always just that little extra that you need for an absolute 5-star read. It has to really grip me. And while Wicked Fox did grip me, it was not 5 stars, but it was a very enjoyable 4 stars. I really loved the modern day Seoul setting. I loved how I definitely could see why people liken it to K-dramas. And I loved learning about the nuances of Korean culture and like social structure. That was really interesting. And even though I had a feeling that sort of thing would be in this book, I didn't think that it would like be a profound and like significant part of the book. So that's really great. I also had been listening to The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang on Audible. I'm not very far in. I think I'm still within the first 10 chapters just because normally I listen to audiobooks on my commute to work, but quarantine times I'm not commuting to work. So I'm trying to listen to it while I do chores around the house. So I'm not very far in, but it is so good. The writing is good. It's very, I'm really getting to know the main characters, and it's really enjoyable, and I'm having fun trying to like predict how their relationship is going to unfold when obviously it's going to be you know, romance, like they're gonna get together. That's how that works. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I started Severance by Ling Ma last night, and it's basically about a young girl who is in New York, and sort of a plague of biblical proportions sweeps Manhattan and sort of wipes most people out. So she and like a ragtag group are trying to survive. I'll get into that the next vlog, honestly, because I've just started it. But this was a really successful week 1 of the May Asian Readathon. I have really loved every second of this readathon so far. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but oh, the other thing, Wicked As You Wish. I still have not returned to that. I don't know that I plan on returning to it. It just isn't my jam, honestly. It's so young, it's so info dumpy. It's not bad, it's just not for me, I think, even though it has Filipino culture in it and I'm Filipino, but just not enough to compel me to finish the book, you know? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I will see you next time for week 2 of the Asian Readathon vlogs. If you guys don't mind, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so you always know when I've got good things coming to you. Bye, y'all.